How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another part of Phoenix Wright. Where we last left off, we did investigation. We found an old man who I suspect is the Yogi, the third person of the Download 6 incident. But, yeah. Gotta start with a trial.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgyboy.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Oh yeah, he has a deep voice. Very well, apparently the prosecution is also ready.
Who is the judge here, anyway?
Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement. Very well, no opening statement, so... Not so fast, Judge. I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking. Right, of course. A prediction. Today's trial will end 3 minutes from now. No, it won't. Order. Mr. Von Karma, what is the meaning of your statement just now? Bah, must you question everything? It will be over in 3 minutes. We have no time to waste. I'll call my witness now. Right. Call my witness, my decisive witness to the stand. It's that mysterious boat shop owner. Witness, state your profession.
I am the proprietor of the restaurant, The Wet Noodle at Gorton Lake. And, also rent boats.
The night of the incident, you were at the boat rental shop, correct?
Yup, I was.
Please testify.
Wait a second. We still haven't heard who this old guy is. Objection! Wait a minute. The witness hasn't stated his name yet.
Because I did not ask him, Mr. Wright. Bah! I have predicted that this trial will end in 3 minutes. Stop asking trivial questions and cooperate.
Yeah, right.
The witness will state his name.
Well, I'm not really sure. Yup.
What do you mean?
My, memory.
Your Honor, the witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years. Ergo, he cannot recall his own name.
You can't recall, you say?
Yes, but the incident in question took place 3 days ago. He can't testify.
Very well. Let's hear his testimony then, shall we? Witness? He's Yogi! As the deal's incident where paper says that he had like a brain damage. It has to be him! Witness testimony! The night of the murder. I was the night of the 24th, just after midnight. Yup. I was in the restaurant where I rent the boats as usual. Then I heard a bang. Yup. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating on a lake. Then I heard another bang. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore and a man walks by my window. Very well. I'd like to begin the cross-examination. Could you stop that?
There is nothing to question in my witness's testimony. Ergo, no need for cross-examination. Besides, there are only 10 seconds left before our 3 minutes are up. Judge, your verdict now.
Yes, Mr. Wright. What are you saying? Of course I'll cross-examine the witness.
Very well, you may begin.
Screaming.
Excuse me, Mr. Von Karma. 3 minutes just passed.
I see. Well then, let's take our time. You may cross-examine the witness. Why was 3 minutes so important for him? So night of the 24th, just after midnight. Yep. Just press everything. Just after midnight, you say? Yep, just around then. Are you sure? Pretty sure, yep. When I talked to you yesterday, you were rather vague about the time. I'm surprised you seem so sure about it today.
I asked him, and he remembered. Isn't that alright?
He probably got told what to say. Don't glare at me like that. I remembered it clearly. I did, yep.
You see? Continue.
I was in the restaurant where I rent boats as usual. there anyone who can verify that? Well, I guess Polly could. That's not good enough for a court of law! Mr. Wright, exactly what's not good enough? Your Honor, this Polly is a parrot. A parrot? Don't be so hard on the girl, Keithy boy.
The prosecution concedes that we cannot prove the witness was in the shop. Witness, please continue.
Don't make me think like we have to have the parrot to the stand in court too, are we? Then I heard a bang. Yep. And where did that bang seem to come from? Stop sleeping! From the leg, I figure.
Are you certain?
Yup.
Good. Continue.
When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake. Just a boat? Was there someone on the boat? On the boat? It was pretty far out there. I couldn't see clearly. But I figured there was 2 men out there. Yup. But you couldn't see them clearly. Yup. At the time, that is. At the time? So you knew there was 2 men later. So you heard 2 gunshots total? Yup. That's what Lala said in her testimony yesterday. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore and a man walks by my window. By your window? Yup, by my window, right outside the window of my little shack. And could you see the man's face? Well, the fog was pretty darn thick, but it was right there in front of me. I saw him.
This is a rather important detail. Please add it to your testimony. Tisk, tisk, tisk.
I have a bad feeling about this.
The man was the defendant. He was saying, I can't believe he's dead.
Are you sure? Uh-oh.
Dad! That's certain, Keith. He said, I can't believe he's dead.
And he was walking by too.
Witness, are you sure that the person you saw was Miles' edgy boy?
It was him! That edgy boy.
This sounds like a decisive evidence indeed. I see no room for doubt. But Karma,
he lured me into a examining, so he could set me up for a fall. Nick, I don't like the way things are going here. Everyone in the courtroom is glaring at us. I'd better act quick. This trial is going to be over. Where's an objection? Your Honor, we proved in yesterday's trial that it could not have been Edgeworth who fired that gun.
Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprint from Edgeworth's right hand found on the gun, and the photograph showing the man firing with his left hand?
Exactly.
That is easily explainable. He could have wiped his prints after he fired. You are ignoring the truth of the matter here. Everything in this witness's testimony is true.
The judge is lost in thought. What should I do? Raise another objection. Your Honor, this witness claims that Edgy Boy said I can't believe he's dead, but his word was all we have. If he were telling a lie...
Mr. Wright, in a court of law, the evidence tells all. Apparently, you have yet to realize even this basic fact. If you say his testimony is a lie, show us proof.
Nick, do we have evidence? It's no good. There's nothing I can do. Are you sure? To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore. Please, can you hear me, sis? Please, we need your help. Nick, this you.
Just. 3 minutes was perhaps too high an expectation. However, 50 minutes isn't bad. This must be a new record. Enough. The witness may leave the stand.
Are we getting the parrot now?
This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial, nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts.
What? No!
This court finds the defendant Mr. Miles Edgyboy.
Fuck!
The accused will surrender to the court immediately.
to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned. Fuck? Who was that just me? Huh? It's the old... It's Larry Butz!
What are you doing here?
Listen, you gotta listen to me. I was there in the park the night of the murder. I wasn't sure about it until just yesterday. But today, I remembered it.
Remember what?
The gunshot. I heard it too.
Order. What is the meaning of this? The verdict has been decided. I call for adjournment. One moment, Mr. Von Karma. So you say you heard a gunshot?
Yeah, I did. A gunshot. That's right. I was sitting here in the audience listening to the testimony. Then I realized something he said was different from what I remember. Anyhow, I can't just sit here and let you call Edgy a murderer. It's just not right. I'll testify. Let me testify. Your man Larry to the rescue.
Order. Well, this is the first time something's had to happen like this in my court.
I'm not quite sure how to proceed.
Judge, you've already given your decision. The trial is over.
Nick, this is it. Let's give it one final chance at this. She's right. If only it wasn't Larry. He could make things even worse. This edgy boy was just declared guilty, Nick. It doesn't get any worse. You're right. Okay. Your Honor, if there is another witness, it is our duty to hear him speak. Right here, right now.
A waste of time. The verdict cannot be overturned.
Allow me to speak my opinion. In all court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict. In order to make sure no mistake has been made, every witness should be heard.
What is this?
I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty. Mr. Von Karma, I order you to call this new witness to testify. Now.
What?
The court will adjourn for a 5-minute recess. After that, we will hear this new witness. Court is adjourned. Larry! My hero! Ew, that was too close. It's hard to keep you on the edge of your seat like that, edgy boy. I've seen worse. Yeah, right, edgy boy. You're sweating bullets. I just wonder what Larry plans to say in there. Larry was there at the lake that night? Yes. Oh yeah, I was looking for that! He said he went looking for the steel samurai balloon that flew into the lake. Oh right! And he found the balloon at the air tank that night. And he found the balloon and the air tank that night? Yeah. Hey, edgy boy. Huh. You say something, right? Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong? It's nothing. Hmm? Which edgy boy? There's something I've been meaning to ask you. What's that? Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon? Oh. I grabbed it. When he fell into the lake, I went into a daze. I couldn't understand what happened. I couldn't think straight. Then I saw the pistol lying on the floor of the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really. I see. Right. Yeah? This might be our chance. Our chance? Von Karma has only ever run perfect trials. Perfect trials? Perfectly prepared witnesses. Perfectly complete evidence. That's the secret to success. This is the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected. He has to let someone he hasn't even talked to testify before the court. And that someone is Larry. What are you getting at? It's likely his testimony will be full of holes, right? That's right, Nick! No 10-minute trial this time! We'll make this one for all it's worth! Hey, it's about 15 minutes! 15! Everything's on Larry now! Pressure's on! Court is now back in session. With this, please testify to the court about everything you saw. On the night of December 24th. Right! Leave it to me! Please, Larry, don't mess this one up. I hate to admit it, but you're our last chance. Von Karma didn't even have time to prep his witness. I just hope Edgy Boy is right about this being in our big break. Witness testimony! The night of the murder. That night, I was out on the boat on the lake. I was looking for something, and I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back in the rental shop dock. Then, just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked out of the lake, but I didn't see a boat. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. Ooh. That was an unusually vague testimony even for this court. In the case, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. What's wrong, Nick? It's Larry. I have no idea what he's going to say if I press him. I'm a little scared. Well, we've come this far. There's no way but forward, Nick. Let's press every sentence. Cross-examination. The night of the murder. I was out on the boat on the lake. Press. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? There are so many things wrong, I don't know where to begin. Well, okay, first of all, what time was it? Oh, it was after 11, and I went out on the boat. By the time everyone had gone home for the night, so I waited until the coast was clear, so to speak. And why were you out on a boat in such a late hour? I was looking for something, and I, found it. Looking for something? Yeah. Mr. Butz, what was it you were looking for? What the witness was searching for is irrelevant. Looks like he was hunting for this Gordy. That's surprisingly close to the truth in a sense. This is all irrelevant. Let's get over with it. So I quietly slipped the boat back in the rental shop dock. Ron, what time was that? Well, let's see. I think I was out searching for about an hour. I guess it was around 12, yeah. You're not sure? Hey, look at me that face! I'm not some sort of a human sundial, okay? Use watches these days, Larry. So maybe that's the guy he saw. Yogi saw. I don't know. Just I wasn't thinking about going home. I heard this bang. I looked out of the lake. I didn't see a boat. So wait, back. Heard this bang. Where did that sound come from? Yeah, well, I wasn't too sure about that. I looked around, you know? Did you look at the lake? Yeah, I looked. I looked over at the lake, but I didn't see a boat. Wasn't there a boat on the lake? There wasn't a boat on the lake? Order! Oh, Mr. Butz. Whoa! Everybody just calm down, okay? I mean, it was real foggy that night. I'm not sure whether there was a boat out there or not. Okay, no problem. That's the most important part of this case! So after I heard the single gunshot, I went home. So you only heard one bang, correct? Yeah. Huh. Well, Nick? It was pretty wishy-washy testimony, wasn't it? I guess I should just start working on the contradictions. Sorry. I wish I could be more helpful. I wish I could call my sister. Okay, that night you are. But the testimony here says, can I present this? Objection! Wait a sec, Larry. What? You only heard one bang. You sure? That's what I said. But Miss Lana Hart testified yesterday that she heard two bangs. And the old man just now said the same thing. They both heard two gunshots that night. Huh? Were you even listening? Were you paying attention to all to what they said? Jonik, please! Huh? You know, something's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. So you got to treat me nice and stuff, okay? Mr. Butz. What? You only heard one gunshot? Are you sure? Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure. Eh? Not sure? How could you not be sure? Well, yeah, well... I might have missed the other gunshot. I was, listening to something else. Something else? My radio, dude! With my headphones. What? Order! Order! And stop that booing! Someone was booing? Mr. Butz, you were listening to the radio with your headphones? Yeah, so what? That a crime? I listen to my radio. Everybody listens to the radio. What's the big idea? What's the big deal?
Mr. Von Karma, your opinion? Waste of time. I do not accept this witness nor his shoddy testimony.
Well, Mr. Wright, should he continue the testimony? Your Honor, please allow the witness to continue his testimony.
Bah! Nothing is more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost.
Very well, Mr. Butz. Please give your testimony and be sure to include details like your radio.
Right, leave it to me.
I wouldn't if there was any other way out of this, believe me. Witness testimony! What Larry heard. It's slowly being alone on Christmas Eve. That's why I was listening to an all-requested show on the radio, see? I was listening to it real booming loud, like. But I'm sure I heard that gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it too. Ooh, maybe that's important. You were listening to your radio at a high volume? Yeah, what's the big problem? Can a man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't this a free country? I believe Larry has no idea what the problem here is.
Judge, can you believe a word this witness says? What he heard was probably nothing more than a drum beat from the radio.
True enough, it is difficult to believe this testimony.
Objection!
Wait, Your Honor. The witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot.
Excuse me? DJ?
Announcer, the guy who says things on the radio. Anyway, what this means is, when he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs, so he could have heard the gunshot from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor.
Very well, Mr. Wright.
I can't believe I'm continuing this charade. Cross-examination! What Larry heard. It's slowly being alone on Christmas Eve.
Press on!
So you turn on the radio. Right! I just wanted to hear someone's voice, you know? You don't know what it's like out there, alone. Christmas Eve! Alone! I shouldn't have said anything. That's why I was linked to the all-request show on the radio, see? Do you by any chance remember the name of the program you were listening to?
This has nothing to do with the case, Your Honor.
Objection sustained. The witness was listening to the radio. That is all we need to know. Tell us, Mr. Butz, how loud was your radio set to that night? I was listening to it like real booming loud, like. Real booming loud? Yeah, you know. And you had headphones on? Yup. I wouldn't think you could hear anything going on outside at all. But I'm sure I heard that gunshot. Can you prove that? No. No, of course you can't. Nah, I can't prove it. But I can remember the moment real clear. I mean, while I was talking about it, it came back real clear to me, you know? I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it too. What did she say?
Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. What possible good could knowing what the radio DJ said to us?
Indeed, Mr. Von Karma has a point. I'll allow the question only if you see some reason why we should care. We should care. We should care, Your Honor. Of course we should.
Why?
Well, how do you know if you don't ask him? Fine, very well. Mr. Butz, please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard the gunshot? Just when you said, hey, it's almost Christmas, I heard the gunshot. Are you sure? Of course I am. She said this real sexy voice. Maybe Von Karma was right. I'm not sure how that helped us at all. This is the most ridiculous testimony I've ever heard. But there is one gleaming ray of hope in there. I've got to press it until we get upon what happened. Wait! I just pressed everything! It's almost Christmas, I heard the gunshot. That must be something like... Can I protest this? Okay, so... So either one of these pictures, like, it's almost Christmas, right? Then it must be this one. Oh shit. No shit. Fuck! Good thing I have my little helper thing here. Oh, so I was right. It's the first picture I need to show. Not the second one. So, percent. Larry, are you absolutely sure what you're saying is correct? What's with that face? You look scared, dude. If you're trying to scare me, you better know I don't scare that easy. Is something the matter, Miss Wright? Your Honor, did you hear what the witness just said? The DJ said, hey, it's almost Christmas, when we heard the gunshot. Indeed, and almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. Do you realize that what this means? When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve. That would seem to be the case, yes. But he should have heard that gunshot after midnight. This photograph is irrefutable proof of this fact. Let's see, what time was the photo taken when the gun triggered Mr. Hart's camera? 15 after midnight on Christmas Day. This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor. Order. What does this mean? The two prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, this witness says he heard a gunshot before midnight. Judge, the answer is simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him. Suspicious. What? Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think about Mr. Butz's claim when he heard the gunshot before midnight? Larry's right. Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard the gunshot before midnight. Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim. Show me evidence there was a gunshot before midnight. This photo! Take that! Look at this photograph. This was taken by a witness yesterday, Miss Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp of this photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m. Oh. But there's nothing on the lake in this picture. Your Honor, a real issue here is not why nothing is shown in this photograph. It is why this photograph exists at all. What do you mean, Your Honor? This photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noises. Aha, correct. There was a loud noise on that lake at 11:50 p.m. This is why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard the gunshot, it was most definitely still Christmas Eve. Indeed, it would seem that is the case. Then, where does this leave us? Miss Hart testified that she heard the gunshot after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken? Not at all, Your Honor. It is a fact that the camera also triggered at 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night, there were two sets of gunshots with a 25-minute pause between them. Why would this be? Don't be fooled, Judge. The camera was set to respond to loud noises. Yes? There is no proof that the loud noise 11:50 was a gunshot. Why would the witness could have sneezed triggering the camera? Hey, my nose was clear that night, man. Clear. Well, Mr. Wright, there is no turning back now. Can you prove that the loud noise at 11 p.m. was indeed a gunshot? Please show the court evidence if you have any. I don't. The gun. It says fired 3 times, right? Right? And this bullet was taken from the ballistic working match. Oh fuck! There must have been the third one to like match them. Shit. Fuck! Do I like present the bird? That's like the only thing I can think of. Oh, it is the pistol. I'm right. This is my evidence. The murder weapon? Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. Then was the last shot fired? Only now have I realized the truth. That third shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight. And here was thinking it was some other thing, and I was wrong. Good. That would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen that night on the lake.
Exactly. If this is true, there were 2 sets of gunshots separately by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you? Why?
Uh-oh, I better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes.
Yeah!
What's wrong, Nick? I have it! What? Remember the case with the steel samurai?
Huh? Yeah, of course I remember.
The murderer in this case had the same idea as the murderer in this case.
What do you mean?
Maya,
Yes?
if we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgy Boy's guilty verdict. I got a hunch. I'm going to run with it.
Right. I mean, is this safe?
Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. You just watch and let me know if I say something that sounds fishy, okay?
Right, Nick.
Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright. The testimony just now has been cleared. Has cleared up this entire case.
What do you mean, Mr. Wright? Just. So you finally realized the truth?
That there can be no other murderer here than Mr. Edgy Boy himself. Wrong, Mr. Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgy Boy who did the shooting.
Listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, one boat was on that lake. That was shown by the witness's photograph. The defendant, Edgy Boy, and the victim, Robert Hammond, were on that boat. There was a gunshot fired on that boat, and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It could have been a suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on the boat. I admit it is hard to imagine any other possibility.
Yes, but this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight.
What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright?
We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The timestamp of the photo says 12:15. But Larry heard the gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot was on the lake. That's the only way that Edgy Boy could have been innocent.
Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain who the 2 men on the boat are.
Uh-oh. I would say the murderer and Hammond. No. Ooh. So, okay. If Hammond was killed like 25 minutes before, then he couldn't have been him on the boat. Then it must have been Edgeworth and the murderer. I will say this. Of course it was it was Edgy Boy and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgy Boy.
What? Are you serious?
Yes, Edgy Boy won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgy Boy to the lake. Now, Edgy Boy didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place.
I'm not sure what to make all of this. Ridiculous. Mr. Wright,
Tell us the name of the murderer then. The murderer's name? Right, it's... Lauderhart? I don't know. It could be Yogi. It can't be Lauderhart. She was doing the camera thing. And she had that weird hairdo, so it couldn't be her. Actually, I don't know the murderer's name.
you don't know? Bah! Again, you waste my time.
I don't know because he never told us. The murderer in the caretaker of the boat shop, that old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond.
The caretaker of the boat shop? Where did he do this? There weren't any boats on the lake then.
Why would he have to go all the way out to the lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest that the real scene of this crime was not on a boat? What? Well then, where did the murder take place? Show the judge where the murder really took place. Oh fuck, I don't know! In his house? In his house. The house? Here, of course, the boat shop where he lives. That way he could meet with the victim without anyone seeing. Do you approve of that boat shop was the scene of the crime? Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. That night he was out on the lake on the boat searching for something. He finds it and returns the boat. Then, just as he's starting to head for home, he hears the gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor. Even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned a boat? The boat shop. Mr. Wright, what happened that night on Gort Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning. Yes, Your Honor. Nick, are you sure about this? Not really, but I think I start at the very beginning. And the very beginning will be next time. Cause I really need to get going. So, I hope you enjoyed. It's scary, really interesting and intense. I'm gonna leave you guys with a high five.